I didn't have to take any written examination. Like if it would have been any kanji test, then I would have failed for sure. But thank God it was just like conversation. So I talked to them in Japanese. I had 2 interviews. Both the interviews were in Japanese. First one was from the technical member, the head of the technical department, and the second one from the president itself.
President. Okay.
Yeah, so in Japan, the president will take your interview. Most of the companies, the president will come and they'll get to know you, how you are, and how much time do you want to work in Japan. They are not looking for people who just want to work for 2 or 3 years. They are looking for people who can work for long time, because Japanese people, they work for like 30 years, 40 years in the same company.
Same company, right? Well, now after you got the job, or when you applied for the interview, what were the type of questions? What were your skills at that time? Tell everyone honestly.
Okay.
So you are from mechanical background.
Yes.
And you were opting for mechatronics or robotics, which is, we didn't have any knowledge. We were in the same class, so we didn't have any knowledge for robotics. Some thoda bahut padha tha, but we were not very good at it. So what happened there?
Okay. It's interesting. The thing what happened is, like, I went to that interview. They asked me about my qualification. I told them I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm good at like drawing CAD, CAM, and basic what we learned in our mechanical engineering course. So I was good at that, and they were looking for someone who were ready to take up the challenge, because robotics is something which you don't need just programming language. You need to have the language of how to make machine, how to run machine, the trajectory, everything.
Okay.
So it's not just computer programming, it's designing, programming, and implementing that. So you have to be creative when it comes to a robotic. Mechanical engineer can be a robotics engineer. Computer engineer can be a robotics engineer. IT engineer can be a robotics engineer. Civil, I doubt. Civil, I doubt. But yeah, like if you try, you can be.
Okay. So basically ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि मैंने अगर robotics नहीं पढ़ा या electronics नहीं पढ़ा है, so I can't apply. That's not the case.
Yeah, in most of the cases,
but if you are that, थोड़ा सा benefit. Is there something like that? No.
Yeah, if you have like basic knowledge of robotics, like I studied when I was in Japan. Along with studying this Japanese language, I was working on robotics. So I was looking into Raspberry Pi, Linux-based shell scripting and all. So I was into that. They asked me questions regarding that. Then I told them, yeah, I know, and I'm interested in learning more. I told them I'm interested in learning more, and that is the point where I asked them like later, like, why did you select me? I was not good at programming. Why did you select me then? So then he told me, like, you were eager to learn. You are ready to take up the challenge. That's why we selected you. Okay. So if you're confident enough, you can say that, yeah, I'm ready to take up the challenge. I'm ready to work for 12 hours or 14 hours a day. Yeah, you can get a job.
14.
Yeah, we work.
How about like, is it true when they say, like how you told, is it true that skills and the will to do the work, if we put it on a scale, which one is more important in the interview?
I think the will part is more important. The reason being, in any Japanese industry, once you get hired, they will start to teach you from the scratch. Like for the first year, you'll not, suppose you are getting hired as an CAD CAM engineer, designing engineer. So for the first year, you will not be working just on CAD CAM. You'll be working on manufacturing, designing, electronics, everything. They will teach you basically everything. Okay. Like just the basic knowledge, so that you'll have the idea about how to use things together. So there is nothing like CAD CAM engineer. Like in India, we have a designing engineer who just focus on specialize in designing, right? Here the design engineer also knows about the mechanical designing, also knows about the electronics designing, the firmware designing. So they have basic idea of everything, so that they can implement. So if you are interested, if you are willingly enough to like to give your best, they'll be taking you.